So I thought people may find this a lot interesting, especially if you're suffering from like really bad leg DOMs. Because personally, I think legs are the worst DOMs, just because you can't really necessarily rest your legs, if that makes any sense, because they're there to move you along. It's not like your arms, you know, where you can just not lift anything heavy. I mean, they can be sore and stuff, but there's like they're not carrying anything. Like your legs are literally carrying your whole body. So I find these like stretches do help. Obviously it doesn't like get rid of the pain, it's just like a temporary thing, but it does help loosen up the muscles. You want to grab your legs, obviously grab your legs and just tuck them under like so, but obviously when you are quite stiff you want to go down slowly, and then you can just feel that in your quads. And you just want to hold that for like, say like a minute, or you could even hold it for like a few seconds, like 10 seconds, and then go back up again, and then go back down again, and then do that for a bit, and then you'll find that your muscles in your quads will start to. Is for your groin area, it doesn't tend to get like really painful around there. It can be a little bit sore, or the muscle around there just feels that it needs to be stretched, but I tend to feel it more if I've like done like a 5k run or a 10k run, but it always happens on leg day anyway because I do run on the treadmill anyway, so if you're not a runner you might not get this pain, but anyway. So the first one is you want to keep your leg on the ground, and then you want to have this leg this side and just stretch to one side, and then hold it for a few seconds, and then swap. Again, with this stretch, you can actually do it standing up, like you just stretch. And you normally stretch to the side, and then to the other side. But this one, doing it this way, it doesn't just stretch the groin area, you also feel it at the side of your quads. Next one, you want to kind of sit like so, and then you want to lean forward. Again, this just helps the upper part of your legs. And then again, hold it for a few seconds. Another note to say, if you're out in public and are feeling really stiff, say you had to go out like shopping, or you had to go on some errands and you can't really stretch, or there's no room to stretch, I find if you slowly start to bend and just hover like this for a few seconds, that can help as well. For like hold it for like 10 seconds, it just helps loosen them quads. I don't have anything for glutes. The only advice I say for glutes is just don't sit down, which isn't that helpful. For calves as well, I don't have anything for calves because they don't necessarily, they do get DOMs, but they don't really make my legs stiff. The main culprit is my quad area. But yeah, and one other thing is don't have sex, especially if you've got really, really bad DOMs. I didn't have sex, I was, you know, using things, and when you start to climax, well, it's probably the same as a male as well, but when you start to climax, your muscles obviously contract, and your muscles are already tight, already kind of, not weak, but they what's the word? Basically, they're already tight as it is. Your legs will start to spasm, and it is awful feeling, honestly. It hurts and it's odd, and just don't do it. It's not worth it, especially if you're somebody who does kind of contract the muscles in your legs when you climax. But I don't know why I'm whispering that. Maybe because I'm in a house with a family. But anyway, I don't advise it, because in the end, you're not going to enjoy it, because halfway through it, you're going to feel you just don't do it. It honestly, it feels disgusting and it hurts. that's how I would sum it up. But it's like your leg just kind of, I don't know if you call it a spasm, but it's horrible. It's awful. Just don't do it. Don't risk it. Don't have sex on leg day. Mind you, get work. Well, it depends honestly if you've worked hard or not. Well, am I having? Just leave it a few days after leg day. That's what I'm saying. Especially if your muscles are really that achy, because yeah.